Okay, we'll start now. So this class is basically for those students who are taking the philosophy test series for this mains exam of this year, that is 2025. Basically, I just wanted to brief them regarding the examiner's perspective of evaluating the answer sheets. Now, before I come to that, in the introductory class of test series, I had already explained how to write good answers. So I will just scan through those documents also, because the students should also be aware of that, so that while writing the answers in test series and practice tests, they should keep those points in mind. Before I go to today's uh, points, which I want to tell examiner's perspective, I just want to run through the documents which I used in the introductory class and which is also quite useful to the students. So let me just show that, and then we'll go to today's this thing. See, in the introductory class, I presented a checklist for UPSC Philosophy optional students. So this contains about, if you see, about 18 to 20 points. So these 20 points, one should keep in mind. I'm not repeating here. I have already put this document in the group, and I request the students who will be writing the test series to keep in mind all these points while answering the questions, so that they fetch better marks, and also their practice is really serious practice. So this is the first document I just want to show. This I have already discussed earlier, so I'm not discussing here now. The discussion video is also available on the YouTube. So if you have not attended earlier class, you can see there also. And this document also I have put in the group, so you can access from that place. Along with this document, I also gave some model answers, or I should say the uh, different kinds of answers for the same question. For example, and two examples I gave for philosophy optional. For example, this is one question: how should the state balance individual freedom with social security? This is a question from socio-political philosophy. And this I have already again discussed earlier. And along with this, another question I took that was from Indian philosophy. That also I will like to show here. See, this is the question again from Indian philosophy regarding how does Charvak view morality and ethics? Is it hedonistic? 300 words. So again, this question also, five different answers I have given for the same question. So this also you can access from the group and also try to understand. This also I have discussed earlier, so I'm not going to discuss. But what I can tell is different kinds of answers can be written, or different standards of answers can be written for the same question. And accordingly, students also do get the marks in actual evaluation. So these was I mean, these documents were actually presented in the introductory class, and there, in fact, I explained, and then that was there. Now, today, what I want to show you and present before you is examiner's checklist for philosophy optional. That is examiner's perspective, and he's not going to read each and every question, each and every word, whatever he has written. Each question will take about maximum 2 minutes to 3 minutes for evaluation. A whole answer sheet may not get more than 25 to 30 minutes. That too, if he spends time, because if he in first scan itself, if he comes to understanding that student is poor or average, he may not spend even that time also. So I mean, basically, one has to be very, very careful. And for this, the 4 steps are there. So I will just try to explain that. See, these are the 4 steps. So first, the answer should be visually clean and easy to scan. Second, it should be directed exactly at the question. Third, conceptually sharp in first 4 lines. Whatever you are writing in first 4 lines, clarity should be there and conceptual clarity should be there. And then there should be closed with, the answer should be closed with a confident, reflective conclusion. So if these 4 characteristics are available, then only you may get good or very good or excellent marks. Otherwise, you will definitely fall in the category of poor or average. Now, I will try to explain these 4 points in little detail so that just to understand. See, phase one, any examiner will will spend 3 to 5 seconds on this first look, that is visual clarity. And what he will like to see, is the handwriting easy to read without effort? If it is not, then he may not read also. Is the page layout clean with visible paragraphs, breaks, margins, and no cramming? Again, this very important point. So then, is the answer length roughly within range, that is 200 words or 250 words, or even 150 words, depending on the number of marks allotted to that question? Is the definition or key concept introduced early? Because see, if you delay that, then again your focus or your direction to the question will not be very focused. So therefore, it's again very important. In first 2-3 lines only, you should try to introduce the definition. Now, if the answer is yes, then examiner feels this script is well organized and worth focused reading, because then only he is going to read it in a focused manner. Otherwise, what he will do, the examiner may skim or approach with low expectation. So in the beginning itself, the expectation will be low. So, then straightaway you may fall in average or poor category. Now in phase two, which is again very important, he will spend about 5 to 10 seconds. And in this, he will like to see directive compliance and structural fit. Has the directive been properly followed? So this, see, I keep on telling to the students, first you critically understand or try to analyze the question itself. You understand the question and then try to answer, because if answer says critically examine, or if answer says discuss or explain, so then accordingly you have to modulate your answer also. So the first point is, has the directive been properly followed? Then second is, are all parts of the questions addressed? Because if there are 2 parts, then both parts should be addressed. If there are 3, in some questions maybe 3, particularly 300 words questions, so then all 3 parts should be answered properly. It's not that you answer only 1 or 2, then anyway, the part which you have not answered, that kind of marks you are anyway missing, you will not get anything. Now, is the answer structured logically with a clear introduction, body, and conclusion? Because this is important, and this is important particularly for long answers. Suppose 300 words or 250 words or 200 words answers, you have to do. Maybe 150 words, sometimes introduction may not be required because directly you have to start the question, but in the longer questions, you have to. Now, if the answer of all this phase two points is yes, then examiner feels that the candidate got the question and will likely award higher marks. Then he will be having a positive impression of the student, and perhaps he may put you in good or excellent category. Now, if no, then the good content may get capped at average marks. So if these points are not there, then even if you subsequently write good content, you may get average marks. And that happens with most of the students, basically. Now, in phase three, that is, he will spend about 15 to 40 seconds for an answer. What he is going to see: content quality, conceptual clarity, and philosophical understanding. This is what he is going to see. So, is the core theory explained accurately and clearly in the candidate's own words? Are technical terms used correctly and confidently? Now, this is very important. I also keep on repeatedly telling that technical terms and phrases have to be used here and there. And for each topic, the student should have either a physical book or a digital book. Mentioning all the terms and phrases, philosophical terms and phrases relevant. He should understand that, and he should also use it in the practice answers as well as in the final exam answer. So this is going to be seen. Are the technical terms used correctly and confidently? Now, is the comparison or criticism included where appropriate? Suppose the question says critically examine, then criticism has to be given at least 30 to 40% weight. If the question itself says compare, so then comparison has to be done properly. So that also, and otherwise also in just before conclusion, you can mention some 2 3 comparative statements or some critical views or evaluative views or critical evaluation you can do. So accordingly, this is also very important. Now, does the answer go beyond reproduction? Any original thought, subtle interpretation, or nuanced framing? So all these also will make your answer very good or excellent. And does the argument flow logically? No contradictions or jump transitions. So this is again very important thing. If yes, then examiner takes the copy as a philosophical sound, possibly topper level, and then he may see it a good or excellent category. If no, then it may be only average, and again maximum it will go to good category depending on what examiner has psychologically felt about that. Now in phase 4, he is going to see maturity, application, and conclusion. This will he may spend about 5 to 10 seconds. So on in total, he will be spending 2 to 3 minutes, as you have seen already. Now this is where average answers get left behind, because this why I have noted, because now this is the 4th phase, because usually 3rd phase most of the answers are exhausted. Now in 4th, only few answers, maybe, I mean, in philosophy about 6 to 700 students appear, maybe about 10% or even 5%, maybe 35 to 50 answer sheets will go in this category. And there, maybe this 4th phase will be evaluated. Is there philosophical maturity? Not just explaining a theory, but thinking with it. So this again important. Is there any contemporary or interdisciplinary application when contextually appropriate? Because if you are including that, you are basically doing or giving some additional points compared to other students. So you are going to get additional marks also accordingly. Then is the tone philosophical and analytical? This is again important. Is the conclusion meaningful? Does it offer a reflection, limitation, implication, or future directions? This is again very important point. And does the answer end cleanly, not abruptly or with generic phrases like this is important? So this is again very important. And if yes, then examiner thinks this is more than just correct and this is intelligent answer, and perhaps he will go with a category excellent. So if no, then again its danger is to fall in average bracket. So this is again what is going to happen. So finally, examiner, I mean, I have put it here 3 categories, but then it may be even one more category also. But the mental tax which examiner will put is first is sharp and reflective, which will give you 11 to 15 marks in a 20 marks question. Now, say for mechanical, 7 to 11 marks in 20 marks question. Vague and off the track, 4 to 7 marks in a question, which will be. So most of the students, where they fall, I mean, out of 700 students, which appear 6 to 700 students, about half of the students will be in this category. Then about very few, that is 10%, will be in this category, or even less, 5%. And balance will be in this category, safe and mechanical. So this is what basically happens in the answering of the philosophy paper. Now, my request will be to all the students, while you appear in my test series, please do keep a note of these points, because I will be evaluating with respect to these points. So why I have told this, because accordingly you should prepare well. And once you prepare, perhaps your practice also will be good, and in actual exam also you will be able to perform well. So this is what I wanted to tell today, particularly to the philosophy test series students who are joining my test series. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I will meet again in the test series evaluation. Thank you. Thank you, Anand.